All right, it is time to get back at it. Chicago Marathon is a distant memory now, a couple of weeks ago, and I was starting to feel a little bit lazy, so I put a race in the calendar, the Sean O'Brien 100k. Not for a couple of months yet, but at least it gets me back in the mindset of doing a little bit of training. So I'm out here on the trail. Good old Google, I put Google in because I actually wanted to park over there, and she brought me up on a lovely four-wheel drive track that was right up on the top of this hill here by all these aerials. And it got sketchier and sketchier until I came to a no trespassing spot, and it was all right, time to turn around. So let's get out on the trail and see what it has to offer. Looks a little bit like the Great Wall of China, doesn't it? Yes, Dave, it does. It's on race day. We're going to start over here in Malibu Creek State Park. We're going to come about 8 miles along this trail here, arriving here at this spot. What's this spot called? Obviously we're on the Backbone Trail. Coral Canyon, I think, is kind of this spot here. But on the way back, we're going to come back here, and instead of going that way to the finish, we're going to have to go up and back here, adding an additional 16 miles. So this is the 16 miles that I intended to do today. So don't think I'll go all the way to the end of it today, but we'll get a feel for it. So obviously it starts uphill. Let's go take a look. But now it looks like we're straight down. Take a look. Oh man alive, that is going to be horrendous on race day. Whoa, straight down, which of course will mean it'll be straight up on the way back. Whoa, fast, semi-technical. Whew. All right, glad to see it, glad to be aware of it. You know, people say, is it necessary to go out and do a recce? But if the recce, or the course I should say, is pretty close to your house, shame on you if you don't go out and recce it. Whoa, it just started dropping down again. Actually, I think we came from those high aerials up there. Oh, I hate turning around in nondescript locations like this, but that's a little over 8 miles, and I don't want to do much more than 16 today, particularly knowing the hill I got to climb back up here and what's after it. So we'll turn around here. I hopefully can pick up the rest of this trail coming from Malibu Creek State Park and coming out in this direction, because I really don't fancy having to do this again. All right, the long hike up to the aerials, let's do it. I'll tell you, this is some hell of a climb. All 100Ks are not created equal. Maybe I should start looking at the races a little bit more in detail before I hit that register button. Oh, but I read an article recently by Sally McRae, the yellow runner, on her Moab 240 win, and her strategy was patience and wisdom. It's probably a good strategy for most races, but I think there might be a particularly good one for this too. Okay, patience and wisdom. Let's go. All right, let's get back to the car. 4.2 miles, and we'll go back to the house, and maybe I'll tell you a little bit more about this Sean O'Brien 100k. I'm learning all the time. Oh, hallelujah. Oh, it's a doozy. It is a doozy, but knowledge is power. All right, let's get out of here. All right, so that bench would appear to be the final turnaround point in the Sean O'Brien 100k. Then you turn it back around and we head back up through the MASH site. So let's go take a look. And that was the MASH site. It'd be a good test of my audience age to ask, who remembers MASH, huh? Poll time. 4.3 miles straight up. Okay, so anyway, 2.5 months on, we're into 2024. Happy New Year, everyone. We get to do it all over again. 3 weeks to the day to the Sean O'Brien 100k. I'm out here on the course. I'm planning to do about 16 or so miles, the kind of the last 16 miles of the race. Beautiful day. I've had a mixed bag of weather recently, but this is absolutely wunderbar. All right, but we're climbing. So this is a bit of a killer. You're going to come down this steep hill, and then you're very close to the finish line. So if you wanted to bail out, it would be very easy to walk to the finish line at the bottom of this hill. But if you want to finish the race, you got to turn around and do another, I'll have to check how many miles it is. I'll put it up on the screen. And part of those miles is this long uphill. You know what I'm here to tell you? 4 miles of steep uphill is a long way to go. But you just gotta settle in. It's going to be towards the end of the race. What I like to say about the Sean O'Brien is, maybe I've said it already, but I think it's a 100k race. It takes a 100-mile toll. A lot of the heavy lifting is in the second half with these steep, long uphills. There's an 8-mile uphill after the halfway turnaround point. What I do like about the steep uphills though is that if you are walking along at a reasonable clip, even the very best aren't going that much faster than you. So after about 5.25 miles from that bench, that turnaround point, we hit the high point here and we start descending again. Oh, look at that! So not long after the descent starts, we'll come down to an aid station in this clearing here, and the route to the finish line will be the same as we will have come in the beginning. We'll come from that direction down into this valley all the way across, and we'll peek out over there into another clearing before we head down towards the Canaan Road. So today I'm just going to continue and close the loop down to the finish line. Claire and I have started watching Outlander, TV series set in Scotland, and this area up here reminds me of a place in the series where I might be able to travel back in time. Who knows? Let's go find out. Nah, what ended up looking like a standing stone from down below was really a rock face up here. There's going to be no time travel through that. Back down near Malibu Creek State Park car park now, and we are going to have to cross this river at the beginning of the race and now again towards the end of the race. Feet are going to get wet. Okay. All I can say is thank goodness the Sean O'Brien is on next Saturday and not this Saturday. Phew! So the whole run isn't a complete disaster. When I got back to my car at Canaan Road, I chose to run on the trail in the opposite direction to the one I had gone, which was a mud fest. And this trail wasn't bad at all. Gravelly, a bit of grip, and lovely actually. Not a soul out here. Californians have better sense. Alright, that was 2.5 miles, so that'll be 5 plus the kind of one I did on the Mudfest, 6, 7. I'll take that for today. Let's get out of here. I'm most excited about just getting up on the backbone trail and looking down over the Santa Monica Mountains over the Pacific as the sun rises. I've been trying to get this recce video finished for the last 3 months. Well, it finishes right here, right now. Don't tell anyone we're right in the middle of the race right now.